Hello and welcome to episode 46 of our Timberborn Update 5 Waterbeaver playthrough here in cycle 54, day 16. Right now we're doing a little bit of a time lapse to try and get a little bit further in our giant sequoia growth cycle and just let some stuff get caught up, if you will. We also have this bad tide occurring, which I'm going to go ahead and say when that ends is when this time lapse will stop. But we've got a lot of stuff to get to today. I won't spend too much time talking about it right now. We can get to that during live play. But suffice to say, we got our work cut out for us. I'll see you on the other side. Alright, so coming out of this time lapse, let's take a look at where we are. And hey, wow, I definitely did not plan this, but this giant sequoia is ready for harvesting, which is great because we need to really start making these into the half-cut logs to go in this thing, the elevator to the abyss. The last thing gatekeeping us from late game technology. And there's a whole lot of stuff in here we're going to get to, but yeah, like I said last episode, I believe, 20 giant logs going to be required to do this. So, I actually did not know that that was going to time almost perfectly with when I decided to end the time lapse, but I'm glad we did that. And that's going to get taken care of. Shouldn't be an issue, just have to make sure that we are in a decent place. Somebody left a very nice comment. Well, actually, a lot of you leave very nice comments all the time, but this one reminded me that I did not mark these domesticated brambles for cutting, so we are absolutely going to take care of that right away. And secondly, there's a lot of other stuff over here that we haven't quite gotten perfect yet. And among them, this field of wild brambles does probably need to go away. What would make the most sense would be to put another tree nursery here and have this either be just entirely domesticated brambles or more grapes or something, and that would also allow us to plant additional unbelievably tall bamboo over here. But the problem with doing that is that the tree nursery requires 50 exotic seeds. Right now we have 0, and that's something that has to come in from the trading balloons, and we have to trade at the folktales, and that's something that I actually got rid of. I got rid of that balloon. I'd have to build it again. And we have to make that from the spicy sodas, which is one of those things that is not really we're not really in a position to be doing too much of that right now. So that is eventually on the roadmap. I would like to, but we're going to need to do some more stuff first before we can be fully ready to go there. But let's get this diverted. This is already looking good. And since we're already over here, let's take a second and remember what I said a long time ago about, hey, we have a whole lot of nasty water in here that I really wish we could divert. Well, now we're in a good spot to do that because we have a lot of dirt that we're not doing anything with. So what I'm going to start doing is putting in additional dirt over here. And what that's going to do is that's going to force it to go around and then out. So actually, you know what? If we are willing to tolerate a little bit of stupid-looking stuff, we can actually get away with doing one of these right here. I think that's actually going to end up working substantially better. But again, the idea behind doing this way is so that the water flows here and then flushes out this little pocket here. It's not going to work perfectly, but, you know, it's better than nothing. So let's put that little bridge there. They'll get to this in due time, but what I can do to help them out a little bit is I can put in a little pile for dirt storage. That'll get some of that out of here and give them something to look forward to. We also have our lotus seedlings here that we had to unfortunately replant many times. Many times at this point. But again, we did fix the overflow problem by putting this primitive dam in place. And we should be in kind of okay shape moving forward to take care of that. Most of what we're having problems with now is due to bad resource allocation and just really, really poor choice of storage locations. And some of that's not really anything we can fix super quickly, but we're going to need to do something about it. There's just so much else going on. Someone also left a comment, I think it was in a previous video prior to the last one, saying, hey, put a tree nursery down here and you can plant a whole bunch of giant bamboo. And yeah, that would be a great idea. But again, we have to have the exotic seeds, and right now we're not really in a position to get those. So that is a long goal. I think up here would be a better location for another tree nursery. And let's not forget, we're still trying to blast this whole thing down too. But the major problem we're coming up with is not having enough explosives. And we have alchemists that are mostly making brain-boosting salts, but we're full up on storage of those, so we need to figure out something to do with those. Nitroglycerin we have a kind of adequate supply of, we just aren't making enough dynamite. So there's just so much to do. It's very, very hard to keep up with it, and I'm honestly not that good at the game. But I think we're going to be okay. I'm just going to put in another Handicrafter's Lodge just because we're already over here. This guy can make some more explosives, dynamite, whatever you want to call the thing. Just need to make sure we're keeping track of what we're doing here. Another issue, power generation. Right now we're making more than enough, but we need to be adding a lot more industrial buildings, which means we need additional power wheels. Not the kind you ride on in your front yard, although those are cool too. We need to have these guys. Do they even make those anymore? I don't know. I had one of those when I was a kid in the 90s, but I digress. These power shafts are going into the elevator to the abyss, which we still have to detonate all of this space around, and we will get to that point at some point. We're just waiting on the giant logs. And it looks like two of the uncut ones just went in there. Yeah, I think it's probably going to be more beneficial for us to pause construction on this guy so we can continue making the half-cut logs, because the half-cut logs are also going to give us sawdust, which is something that we've been lacking, and it really shouldn't be. But because of what we have paused and what we haven't paused, it's caused us a lot of issues. And then, of course, we have these drills that probably, yeah, they're not operating because we don't have space for dirt, which is one of the reasons why I went ahead and started doing this mess. We have dirt here. I'm actually going to go ahead and have that set to prioritize to obtain it so they don't have to walk all the way from who knows where to try and take care of everything. But like I said, we are in a position where everything is dependent on everything else. So we kind of just have to run around like chickens with our heads cut off. These guys are supposed to be making additional fancified large water wheel blueprints. We were down to 1. Okay, now we have 5. That's fine. I just want to make sure before I build another one that I don't have a problem where I'm going to have to research it again, because no way am I doing that again. That's just a mess. So looking for places to put another set of wheels. Right here would work, kind of, but it would be... it just wouldn't be ideal. Also, we would run into problems actually attaching stuff because of how the platform height restriction works. We would have to, instead of building this, we'd have to put in like a piece of land or something, and then build a platform on top of it, which I don't think is going to be a super wise choice. So this is probably just going to have to be how this is. These I spaced apart specifically so we could put another advanced sawmill on the back. Wow, look at, just like that, we have 4 giant half logs. And that should have made sawdust, but I think they probably used that just about instantly, trying to do other stuff. So I can put, if I remove these pieces of land right here, I can put more large water wheels in, and I think we're going to need to do that. But just to get us in a slightly better position, I'm going to put that there, and then I think I'm not really going to have much of a choice but to put in a terrain block here. Unless we're feeling saucy And who's not, right? Let's put this triple watertight lodge in here because I have the ability to just plop one of these guys once we, you know, put other stuff on here. That's going to work out. That's going to be pretty good. That'll direct straight through here. Just have to get rid of those, which is going to require putting in a staircase and then sending beavers down into the sludge. Okay, this guy can go do something else. Yeah, we're actually good. Oh, now we actually have a little bit of dynamite, so... Well, I want this done first, so that's what we'll work with. The one issue we're going to run into... Well, there's multiple issues we're going to run into. But to put another one of these on this side, we're going to have this square specifically brought up, which... Oh, you know what? No, this will work fine, because I can put this here, and then on top of that, I can put a platform. And then... Well, once the stuff's exploded, I can put that there. And then we'll just have to have the power connected, which is not going to be difficult whatsoever. So why don't we go ahead and get this popped in, because we know that's going to be good. Again, this, we don't need to connect. I really thought I was going to be able to stack these, huh? I don't know why I thought that would work. Too good to be true. But we can put other buildings that require power on top of here, which is one of those things I was thinking about. You know, maybe we can put in a couple of factories, because we really, really need to be making more metal more quickly. And I know this is kind of an... Well, it's not kind of an annoying thing to attach power-wise, but it's definitely something we need to get going on. So if I put one here and one here, that we have a space in the middle, we can go between if we want to. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but what we're going to run into, don't worry, they can't reach this, but the problem we're going to run into is connecting power up here, like I said. So I don't remember if... Oh, good. Okay, that's actually really going to help us out. Being able to use these overhang walkways. That is clutch. So what I will do, universal power shaft, universal power shaft. This can be a vertical, and then this is going to have to be another universal power shaft. So, you know, really it doesn't have to be universals everywhere, but honestly, it's just easier. And we have plenty of gears, so it's not going to be an issue. Now the problem is going to be getting beavers up here. Well, it's not really going to be that much of a problem. We just have to remember what we're doing. And ladders? Do I have... Okay, yeah, I got materials for ladders. I am just cautious about building ladders because it takes so many materials to do it. And it's not always the easiest thing. But if we get these prioritized, I don't know why I just didn't do the whole stack at once, they'll be able to come up here. I'm going to have both of these make metal blocks, I think. Because, look, we have a lot of metal, but honestly, the stuff that we need to be doing is going to use a lot more metal. I've just been holding off on constructing stuff. So it never hurts to have more of that. We also, over here, these guys... Well, this one's making laboratory glassware, which this is a waste of a factory because I already have one and I don't have a storage. No, I do have full storage. So if I go back to metal, say I have anvils, I could probably should be making additional anvils. And I will need additional anvils if I'm building more factories. So we'll just turn this guy over to anvil production for the time being. Take a look at everything else. There's just so much to keep up with here. How's this going? Okay, you know, this is actually going pretty well. Again, this really is just one of those things that I wanted to fix. It's not strictly speaking necessary. And it's a good way to dump dirt. So, that's why that's a thing. Eventually, I want to, you know, do other stuff over here. But that's a different question for a different time. Other thing that we were working on and we kind of stopped was this tower of clockwork hydroponic farms. We've got 4 on the bottom for sunflowers, we've got 2 for cabbages, 2 for lotuses. Well, more specifically 2 for nenifars, and then 2 up here for green peas. You guys have been very good about reminding me about different things that we can put on here. Rice obviously is an option, but I don't think that's the biggest thing. Wood was an issue, but ever since we started cutting these giant logs into regular logs, then that hasn't been a problem. But eventually, if we want to take advantage of more space on the ground, we're going to need to make clockwork hydroponic everblossom farms. Now is probably not that time, but since we're talking about it, we got 1,100 sunflower seeds and almost completely full storage of sunflower oil, so that is fantastic news. And we do have some storage down here. We're supposed to be making pumpkin chips, but it seems like we're having a problem getting pumpkins down here, which is ridiculous because we have 1,200. So let's prioritize that by haulers. And maybe take a look at... Okay, no, that's fine to have as rice and cabbages. That's also kind of important. This is making awful stew. The awful stew is supposed to be used to trade for ice blocks. But the ice blocks either are just not being gotten because we don't have enough awful stew, or they're being used for something else. I think it's the first one. I think it's just because we can't produce enough awful stew. So that's, again, something that we want to keep an eye on. Problem there is almost certainly sawdust. A number of you have mentioned that. But we just need to get a handle on what we've got going on here. So I'm going to unpause this elevator to the abyss just so we can get these half-cut logs out so that this guy's going to have more room to put stuff. Because right now that was stacking up in the, well, the output thing. But once we're done with that, then we'll be able to continue. Did we flood with nasty over here? Oh. Okay. Well, that is definitely not what you want. Oh, God. Especially the medium mine. So, yeah, that's going to be probably a direct consequence of building this thing, but if we get rid of this, I think that's going to help solve our issue with bad water leaving. We might have to dig some more little trench outputs in here. What we definitely don't want, however, we don't want this to go into our water right here, so let's... Okay, that solved it. That solved it. But, oh, yikes, this is just... that's going to take a long time to dry out, as is this, which we had already drained. Pretty much. So, yeah. Might be time for us to think about, like, an emergency escape valve for this. Although, now that this is set up, I'm pretty sure we're not going to really be desperate about that anymore. Taking a look at our edges, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Technically, that can go up there, so that's whatever 8 times 2.2 is. It's more than what these are producing. So, obviously, because it's not a problem, but depending on how we want to build this out, we might need to come in here later and do a little bit more demolition. I think it's going to be okay. That was just a massive own goal by yours truly there, to try and get something fixed, but it's fine. The giant half logs are in place here, and 2 just regular logs, giant logs. So I'm going to pause this again, and again, that was just to clear up space here. These are not quite able to be reached yet because the ladder... Oh, I forgot. I say as I zoom in frantically and completely mess stuff up. I forgot to put that guy there. And this also isn't accessible, and it's being used as a dam, so the water beavers are going to come find me in my sleep and beat me with a pillowcase full of hammers until I build this here so it's no longer being used as a dam without being occupied. Alright, so now that my nighttime fate has been secured in a good way, let's come back over here And make sure this is all good. Yeah, okay, this has not been a problem. But I did... Okay, good, that's hooked up. These are charging. This is hooked up and charging. Yeah, that was one of the main issues we had, was our gravity batteries were not entering a drought at a full state of charge, and they weren't able to keep up. This probably still isn't enough, so we're going to need to figure that out at some point. But food-wise, now that the pumpkin chips are getting made a lot quicker, that's going to really help us long-term get stuff taken care of. Because there was a while where we just couldn't harvest pumpkins because we had so many backed up in storage. But now this should be a little bit better. Just trying to take a look and see what else we can reasonably accomplish. This is still flooded, of course. It's going to take forever. This is a bummer that this is flooded again, because it was almost completely empty. Almost. And I'm really hoping that when these are both built, it's not going to back up more. I don't think it's going to be a problem. We'll just have to keep an eye on it. What's this making? 950. Okay, and it's not connected to anything because this hasn't been built yet. And this is actually out of range, so what I'm going to do... how deep is this one? 3? Yeah, okay. So we'll leave our space through here. Bring that out that way. While we're on the subject of... Well, I don't have any dirt left, because we've used almost all of it. Or actually all of it, because it's not showing up here. To put another one of these guys in, I'm going to need to build up this block right here. And I'm pretty sure I can't do it with a levee. In the interest of figuring that out, I'm going to try that right quick. Advanced sawmill. Rotate it. Oh, no way. What? Oh, okay, that's what it was. Has to be built on ground, so the levee's not going to cut it. So if I come in here with this, is it going to let me do it, or am I going to have to get the actual corner involved? Yeah, I guess I'm going to need to figure out why this is the way that it is. I hope I don't have to put in, like, say, this bit as well. I've got to be careful to take these out, or else I'm going to have problems on my hands. See, this will let me go, this won't. And I'm just wondering which part of this it's not gelling with. So obviously, yes, I could put it here, it would just be offset, but it's going to irritate me till the end of time. So I'd like to avoid that. I just don't know why. If it's because the dirt hasn't been placed yet, even though the ghost of it is there. Well, regardless, we're not really so desperate for it now that it needs to be an issue. So we'll get to it when we get to it. But that's just something to keep in mind as we continue working over here. So this is waiting on dirt, as we all suspected. But you can see now, I mean, obviously it's not going to really affect everything until this is way out here. But it's pushing the water further through here before it comes back, which is going to grab more of the nasty over here. This one just goes straight through, so eventually it's going to be fine. And same deal here. Just one of those things you want to keep thinking about. Why did this one disappear? Oh, okay, it was harvested. Alright, I thought these were starting to die off and I was going to have to put up that please stand by screen again. Hopefully I don't have to do that. Alright, so I've got 4 of these half-cut logs. Oh, hey, this is put in. And it's working, except it's not working because... I forgot, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. Alright. Now, I'm going to need to... Ooh, maybe. Maybe not, actually. I can get away with doing... No. I'm going to choose to be smart about this. And put ladders in that way in case I need to stack more of these on top of each other. But now these are going to have to get built. But of course the idea is they get up on top of this thing and then they can get on the back and they can build the little overhangs and then they can build the straight power shafts and they can build this and then everything can get connected and it's going to be happy ever after for all of this. Now look at all this power we're making. Almost 10,000. And it hasn't backed up, which is very good news. Very, very good news. I've got 29 dynamite, explosives, whatever the flavor of the month is. So let's start blasting this side down, because remember we want to plant a bunch more of these trees. We'll start by blasting this, and then we'll continue. Just blast this whole area to smithereens here. But they're not going to be able to access that until I put in a path getting to probably right about here. Yeah, they can get to that. So we'll leave that alone for a little bit of time. And yeah, there's a bunch of other stuff people have suggested that I take care of, but it's not... Wow, is this all dead? Okay. So this is going to need to all be cut down. I don't think we can actually get bramble flowers from the dead ones. Oh, never mind, we totally can. The only bad thing about this is now these aren't going to grow back because they've all been poisoned. Which, for right now, you know what might actually be a good thing that we killed those off. Because we were going to turn this into something else eventually anyway. We're going to have to clear the land. So I'll let them take care of that, but since this is paused, trading with the jungle beavers, insect larvae, again, get used for the firefly grooming station, which produces glowing fluid. Right now, we don't need any more glowing fluid, so I'm going to go ahead, because we know we can rebuild these pretty much whenever. I'm going to take this jungle beavers one out, and we're going to put the Bulktails one back in, so I can start getting those seeds. Make sure this is set to seeds, actually. And yeah, I think we have enough sky exploration to make that work. I got 100, absolutely do. So there you go. Start getting those seeds, because if these are all dead and they're going to stay dead, which they're not going to be zombified or anything, as far as I know, we can actually put in another tree nursery anywhere we want because the dead ones aren't going to take up space. So if we do it with these guys in mind, the giant bamboos. Giant bamboos sounds like a really, really, really bad name for a mixed drink at a frat party. I don't know why that was what came to mind. But I digress severely. And in Greek, apparently. Let's put in a tree nursery, probably, if I want to get all the way to the edge of the map. Right here is probably going to be best, I think, because that's going to cover almost the entirety of this mess right here. So I will just go ahead and pop that guy right there. The entrance is on the second, third, 8,000th floor. What? How do I get into this thing? Wait a second. What did I just do a stupid? Oh, I turned it around the wrong way. It's like, what? Oh, that doesn't make any sense. There we go. There's the entrance. I don't know why I'm talking like that. So we got this hole here that's going to make it impossible for us to get over to this area. Unless we get rid of these guys. And then we can just walk across. Because I'll put a platform in here. And that's going to give us the ability to do just that. And you guessed it, ladders. Our favorite, least favorite, most wonderful thing here. Ladders, ladders, ladders. And if this isn't going to be taken care of with regular lumberjacks anymore, then we don't need the lumberjack barn. That can go away, because that takes up a lot of space to only employ 4. Where I could very easily... I think. We're gonna find out together. Lumberjack flags. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's spatial efficiency right there, folks. Pop that lumberjack flag up there, and we are good to go. You can't put it under the overhang, but that's going to be good to have that. Obviously, they can continue building this without having the exotic seeds as best as they can, and we'll just not worry about it. Oh, hold on. What's this I see? I see 8 giant half logs, and I need 8 giant half logs there. And we are currently not cutting anything else into giant half logs. It's time to put this thing back to planks, so that's going to give us a lot of sawdust, and then we need to still do other stuff about sawdust later. But unpause this thing, because the giant half logs can fill up their slot, and then as soon as we get regular logs, they're either going to go into the abyss, or they're going to go into the sawmill. I'll honestly probably still pause this, so we can get caught back up once these start coming up to maturity here. And okay, well, that one's at 4%, so definitely not that one. But at some point, we'll get it all taken care of. No big deal. So this is just waiting on the final 2. And there we go. That can get paused again. Come back to that later. Making tons of power. So we are in really good shape to add another one of these advanced sawmills if I can figure out why this doesn't want to go here. Or I could just suck it up and move it over one tile. But hey, what's the fun in that, right? We got some dynamite to play with here. Let's do that. Get that thing out of there. Dynamite again. That's going to bring this down one more level. It's going to have to go down a final level for us to plant some more of these giant sequoias. But it's a process. You know how it goes. I think I can get away with doing a whole bunch at once. In fact, I would like to, once this is fully planted, just keep going down here. I just have to keep up with all of my pathing and so on and so forth. Lots to think about. How are we looking? These are still not dead, which is good. This is still waiting on dirt, which is fine because we're not really making dirt. These guys right here at the log gnawing station are making screw press axles extremely slowly. That number is still going down, and we still need to have the giant outdoor workspace make some of those. But I was much more interested in the berries, which aren't making anything because there's no sawdust right now. I think we're going to have to just have one of these dedicated to only making sawdust until we have a better solution or a more reliable supply of the giant logs. Let's take a look at our log gnawing stations here. I'm pretty sure all of them are set to make the screw press axles, but yes, but we do only have 4 of those. So it's probably just going to have to be something where we keep on adding more. I'm just going to put one right here since we are super close to what we're going to have to be working with. I know it's not perfect, not ideal, but we really could use the extra sawdust, and that's going to help. We also want to keep adding on here, but honestly, the amount of raw materials we're producing with what we have already is perfectly fine. We just need to optimize what we're doing. 10,000 methane, looking pretty good. The minty bamboo shoots, not so much. And that's something we're using to make medicine here. Remember, well, we're trying to use minty bamboo shoots to produce this thing, endothermic essence, which is waiting, of course, on additional minty bamboo shoots. But the endothermic essence goes in here along with alcohol and water to make ice blocks. And then the ice blocks are going to make frost balm with additional minty bamboo shoots, and that heals burns. You will notice, compared to last episode, our incapacitated number is a little higher. But part of that is just generic injury from working in industrial stuff. The burns, we have 1 minor burn, and that's it. So this stuff does work. We just have to be able to reliably produce it. Just a continuous process, like I've said, ad nauseum, forever and ever and ever. But that's, I mean, that's the truth of it. It's just how it works. get these other dynamites put in here. And I think from this point... Yeah, because I can come in from up there. From this point, I think we'll just detonate this. I lied. I'm going to take these 3 paths out. We'll detonate all the way to the stairs, and then I'll take the stairs out. I should be able to reach this? Yes. I should have already allocated most of this. Blast this down, and then start working on blasting this final bit, which is going to allow us to plant additional giant sequoias. Now, it is also worth reminding everyone, these super fertilizing irrigation tower baths do not repel the bad water. That's only the irrigation lodge that does that. So we may, depending on the level of bad water here, run into some problems with the sequoias. But considering it's only out to here, I don't think it's going to be a huge issue. And I can always just put one of these down. I haven't, because it wasn't really a great use of our resources here. But we are, we're very, very close to having this ready to go. Buildings that are lacking materials is just, we're waiting on the raw stuff that we're attempting to fix in terms of supply chain issues. A very, very big one being, of course, the unbelievably tall bamboo, which each of these plants only grants 1 unit per day of the minty bamboo shoots, and we have, what, like 7 of these? 8? Maybe? Yeah, we're going to be able to put a whole lot more in here. And that's really, really, really going to help. So we do need, since we are here, I don't have extra nitroglycerin, but because of the way this is set up, I am going to use a double dynamite just for these 2. Because we have it unlocked, and because this is going to be hard to get back to once this detonates. That should be fine. How are we looking on... No exotic seeds. Okay. But we do have this actually built. Oh yeah, remember when I said that I wasn't going to do this because we didn't have spicy soda and I wasn't making spicy soda? Well, nobody's perfect, right? So this, instead of making fried rice, is going to make spicy sodas. Bramble flowers continue to be a challenge. Again, that's another one of those things that can be made at multi-purpose outdoor workspace, but we also need the berries, so that's why I was hoping to have a little bit better of a stash of these guys. Oh, these are the ones that they're not set to cut. Okay, well we need to just clear cut this anyway, because this is going to be replanted as sequoias and all that other fun stuff, so they can take their final stuff out of here. I can't believe I hadn't already set that. But that does make sense as to why that wasn't working. They're going to continue pumping all this nasty out of here. We need 10 more giant logs. Giant logs were currently supposed to be turning into planks. But we haven't had any of these grow in the last little bit. We do, though, have all of this dynamite we can set off. And that's exciting. Beautiful. Alright, so that one goes away. We have 14. We're just going to work our way toward the center here. But we're going to have to put some paths in to get rid of these trees. Just those 2. Should not be a huge problem. I just have to be able to access them directly. And then... start with that little bit. I know that's more than 14, but... it's not much more than 14. We'll get there. We'll get there. Assuming they've already put these in, and they have, which means we can set this off. I do like the variation on the design with the extra barrels right there. Pretty cool. Alright, so what that does, of course, is that allows us to walk here. And then also up through here. The guys who are working in the tree nursery will be able to take care of that no problem. Now that we're making the spicy sodas again, I want to keep our eyes peeled for developments in this front. We do have enough methane. That's not a problem. I think part of it is also because this isn't prioritized by haulers and there's nobody working here, so of course that's not going to be doing anything. But we're doing what we can do. And they are taking care of these brambles, they're obviously not going to grow back because they're dead, which normally would be, bad, but no, it's fine, because now we have the domesticated ones, and these guys can work on doing that. I am going to probably, and by probably I mean definitely, put another 2 of these lumberjack flags here, just so we can continue harvesting these at a reasonable pace. So that's going to end up being good. This guy here is supposed to be making explosives, which has not really gone super fantastically well. But he does have 64 nitroglycerin. That's pretty cool. So maybe we actually do have a chance here. Again, it's all about just making sure everything is equipped, ready to go. And paranoid checking of the lotus flower area. That's definitely how this is supposed to work. So now you see our food supply is... This is a lot more like what I was hoping this would look like. We've got 1,000 pumpkin chips, 1,100 kimchi, fried rice. Yeah, well, it's one of those things we're just going to have to keep on working on. We are struggling to have rice, which is very strange that we'd struggle to have rice after planting this giant thing over here, but maybe we're just using more of it now. I know that we can put some up here in the form of a hydroponic rice farm, but I'm gonna have to think, is it worth... I mean, eventually, yes, it's gonna be a good thing for us to have this, but there's only so much we can actually use and store and supply for here. Got plenty of storage for sunflower seeds. This is actually pretty much full, but I think they're being used about as fast as they're being created. Probably could stand to have some more sunflower oil stored somewhere, but the point I'm trying to get at is we need to put more warehouses here so we can store all these materials that are being produced. Cabbages and nenifars, and then of course everything. So, you know what? Why don't we just, in front of... It doesn't matter how many of these we have, because it is going to end up being the same thing. I'm just going to put in front of every single one of these, whatever it's producing, it's going to have a full large warehouse to store it. Plus, that's going to be something we can stand on to build additional levels. So this, I know that we're going to use a whole lot of platforms for this thing, but I think it's going to be worth it in the end. So we have all of our different stuff. Which one is this one? Cabbages, okay. Cabbages, 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 which is also going to help us consolidate our other storage elsewhere. This one's for nenifars. Drought started, no problem. This one here is making... Wait, hold on. What did I... Did I do a stupid here? Oh, that was for the one on the ground. Okay, well that's fine then. That one's for cabbages. That one's for nenifars. And then this one is going to be for... Oh, they don't line up. They don't line up at all. Oh well. It was worth a shot. It was worth a shot. So this will end up being for green peas. Both of those. Not the end of the world. Oh, you know what we could do though? Is we could put log storage. You know what? That would actually be a smart thing. So instead of... I know I just did this already, but... I'm going to undo this. And what we'll end up doing is, because we have the ability to put these large industrial piles in, I can just put 2 of these in the middle. Oh, come on. Thank you. Put 2 of these in the middle. Why did that... Why was that yellow? Did I... No? Oh, power connection blocking. Okay, I don't care about that. These, if we make them log storage, because logs are what fuel these, are just going to be, 1, helping us space out our other storages, and 2, provide a convenient place for logs to go, which is, you know, kind of the whole point of log storage. But this is supposed to be for cabbages, like we said before. Where's my cabbages? There we go. And this one is for nenifars, and it's actually at the same level, which is nice. And then that means I can put 2 right here. They don't quite match up vertically, or they won't after this, but this will keep these guys busy for a while. These are the ones that are going to be the green peas. So, aggregating storage is definitely something we needed to do, and is also going to free up some space over here for finished products. So now I don't have to have nenifars stored here. This instead can get turned into a storage for something they can directly eat. Or at the very least could use additional storage of, like, say, pumpkins. Which we already had. So maybe not. Maybe not. See, nothing else is really going to be super mission critical to have a huge... Oh, no, you know what? Metal fasteners. Easy. Done. There's nothing over there to use metal fasteners. It's fine. It's going to be okay. It's going to be alright. Just let it happen. Okay, cutting this down. Waiting once again on exotic seeds. Waiting once again on... No, wait, no, this actually has everything it needs. It just hasn't left yet. Yeah, it's got the methane. It's got... Oh, no, never mind. Never mind. It needs 50 spicy sodas and it only has 34. These were flip-flopped. Left to right versus up and down. So that's what had confused me there. Alright, these are ready to go. Oh, wow, that was quick. So that... Oh, it's also a drought, so that's why this isn't infected or anything, but... Now, let's see. So this is actually... Oh, now it says 25. Oh, okay, oh, we're cooking now. Oh, we're good. We're good to go. We're going to be able to plant so many of these things. What's that meme? Like the guy slapping the top of the card, like, this bad boy can fit so many whatever. If ever there was an argument for me to, like, break down and pay someone to edit these videos, it would be so I could insert meme references. But also, I think it's kind of good that we don't overload these videos with, well, anything. That stuff does get old after a while. Alright. So, taking a look at the plantability of our giant sequoias, I could come over here and offset this, but these are already offset this way, and I don't think it's gonna... Yeah, it's actually not gonna work out super great. So we'll just wait. We'll just wait and follow the same pattern because that's how it's already in there, and that's just how that goes. Alright, so that's not gonna run out. This is continuing to pump very slowly. It's only slightly lower than this natural evaporation, which is definitely not super encouraging, but hey. It's fine. These guys are making metal. Maybe not super quickly, but they are making it. There is no more power at all, which is a problem because... Wait, what? Okay, no. Oh, we're still using it. It's fine. I'm going to turn this engine on just because we have methane. We have a lot of extra methane. This will help stop the bleeding a little bit. We'll see what happens. I saw that 0 and I just panicked like, wait, that can't be happening. But these guys need to have somewhere to put metal blocks. The scrap metal here, this number has gone down consistently. There's at least one of you who was concerned that me deleting the smelters here was going to be a bad choice. And, you know, you might be right, but these guys are still doing what they're doing, and we have plenty of scrap metal over here if we are truly desperate, which I don't think we are. All that being said, we do need to put in a bridge between these two areas here, and it's not gonna be a super pretty way to do it. I can't really think of a great place outside of right here, which isn't exactly gonna win any beauty contests. But I think I can get away with doing 6 by... I know we have these giant pillars and stuff we could do, but if this fits here and this fits... Ah, see, it's higher. All right, I can't let them start building this yet. But that is... How many blocks higher is that? 2? Oh, man, that's going to be so awful to get to. Yikes. Huh. Well, actually, get rid of that. Then, get rid of that. We have technology, friends. I can do this. Holy guacamole, it works. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It's going to be glorious. Because they can actually build this from this other side. I don't have to worry about taking these trees out. Oh, yes. So that's really going to help. Again, this is an absolute disaster zone over here. But it's going to become accessible. And is that an ice block I see? It is. It is. Did we make it ourselves? We might have. Okay, well I can unpause this. We're looking okay. No exotic seeds, to absolutely no one's surprise, but we are 23% of the way to getting 5 of them. And I know it's going to take a long time. But I say but a lot. We're going to be in good shape. We just have to wait. How are we looking on the rest of this? I think I can go ahead and set this off and nobody's going to die. Yep. Alright. The most important thing I was trying to do was plant additional giant sequoias. So that is why... Oh, look at that. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. That goes there. That... Oh, look at how that lines up. Oh, man. Yes. Oh, we're doing so good. We're doing so good. This just has to get put in place here, and we're going to be... Well, in 50 days' time, we're going to have enough. Just gotta wait. Yeah, getting this expanded was definitely something we really needed to do. Speaking of something we really need to do, I need to get these guys making more clockwork robotic controllers. Because we're down to 2, and we're going to keep building these things on top once they finish. Wow, that was quick. They've actually got most of that finished. Okay. But don't worry, we can't build anything else yet because we need mega platforms, and each of these requires 4 of these giant logs, and right now the need for the Abyss Exploration Center is a lot more important than the need to have additional mega platforms. All that being said, we still need 10 giant logs, and I don't think we're going to get those in this episode. We'll see how fast these trees grow, but I'm definitely not going to hold my breath. Okay, that one can go there. And then, yeah. Oh, yes, I can put another one here. We can almost get another one of these in here. But that is going to be super nice. Super nice once we get this completely taken care of. Oh, yes, sirree. That's good. That's good stuff. But now we've kind of caught up to the dynamite, and it, for some reason... is taking a super long time. I know it's 10 hours to make 5. That is what it is. Sawdust. Sawdust is probably still a problem. Now this is... Hold on. Are we... Because we're cutting these down. Okay, it's too late to stop it, but we were already cutting these into planks, and I think I would rather have the giant logs for the Abyss exploration rather than cutting planks. So I think I'm gonna just... I can't really pause this, can I? But we are gonna stop cutting these giant logs up until I can build the Abyss Exploration Center, just because we're using too many giant logs to make planks when we have enough for a while. Just gotta keep our eye on this so we don't get too ahead of ourselves. So this is already almost all taken care of. Oh, they can't reach the rest of those, and they're already dead, so it's fine. I'm not going to come back. But now would probably be a good time, especially because this is so contaminated. I'm going to pop in not a super fertilizing irrigation tower bath. I'm just going to put a regular irrigation lodge over here because specifically it blocks the contamination. So now this will be safe to plant additional large trees on, which we could try some of these other ones we haven't messed with yet. But I mean, taking a look at like this guy right here. I mean, we can get water from it, but we don't need to. 75 days for 70 logs really isn't that good, but it does look cool. So who knows, maybe that's worth doing. Banana trees, however. Banana trees, assuming we're going to want to have bananas, would be a very good idea. Just gotta wait for it, I suppose. Okay, so exotic seeds are... There's none in here. Huh. Of course... Oh, these have insect larvae. We just don't need the glowing fluid yet, so that's why it is the way it is. They still have not put this last bit of dynamite in. Oh, there it goes. And explode. So that's going to be the last bit of that mess that we absolutely have to deal with for a while. Am I going to fit another one in here if I get rid of this? I believe the answer to that is going to be yes. That's going to go here, here, here. Oh, that's such a shame. I'm not going to fit. Not going to fit here because the power shafts are in the way. Well, I mean, we can move this, but for now, this is so many more than we started with. I think we can probably just be accepting that that is the way it is. So now we're going to have to keep on blasting this whole mess down, which is going to definitely not be a fast process. But it's okay. As long as they can reach this, which of course they can't. I just need to make sure they can actually get back into the corner here. And then we can just fill this whole thing up, set it off, and then deal with the consequences later. It's going to take a while, though. So how close are these to being fully grown? 80%, 80%, 80%. Are these all at 80%? 80%, 80%. Seriously? 80%, 71%. Oh, we planted all these at the same time. That's why 85, 83. 1, definitely not anytime soon. 1, 1, 3. Same tree. 4. Okay, so these are the newer ones, but 35. Anybody faster than 85? Doesn't seem like it. 73, 43, can't click on the tree. Alright, so it's not happening anytime soon. It'll be next cycle, so that's fine, I suppose. Water's still looking good. Food's still looking good. Hopefully, yes, these are still looking good. I would be beside myself. Mushroom situation's looking good. Mushroom juice situation's looking good. That's used to make more mushrooms. Along with sawdust. Sawdust continuing to be an issue. But these guys right here... Why is this only... Okay, another priority by hauler thing, I suppose. Dirt. Did we finish putting this in? Oh, of course, these are dry. Well, this is a good time to be building this anyway, because there's nothing going on here. So that'll be a good spot for us to dump terrain. I guess I should, first of all, remember where I am. I guess I should just go ahead and try to build here as well. Just in case it was one of those things where the thing had to actually be on ground that already exists and not just a terrain block. Plus, it's closer. It's fine. We will be okay. We are making 300 HP. The gravity batteries are not completely empty. That's actually a surprise. So that's worked out pretty well, I think. Farmables are looking okay, with the exception of bramble flowers. Really need to get those going. I know that the multipurpose outdoor workspace can go on the giant platforms, but we don't have giant platforms. We can't make them. So that's going to be a whole thing. Berries, once again, we're consuming way more than we can make. Also due in part to not having sawdust, but I'm kind of reluctant to just continue building things that only produce sawdust at the cost of other stuff. This rudimentary sawmill is supposed to be producing sawdust, but it's only 2 per hour, and it seems like it's super far away for that to actually be working. And we have a bunch of stuff like these paper mills that are consuming sawdust in quantities that are not sustainable for us. We just need more stuff, honestly. So I guess even though it makes me feel like I'm going nuts, I'm going to put another log gnawing station in. Just on top of this guy. I know it's not going to make a huge difference, but it is going to make a difference. And sometimes that's all you need. Just got to get it done. Got to get it done. Now, have we gotten... It really cannot be that slow. 2.5 days. Get exotic seeds. Okay, no, there's 5 in here already. It's just going to take a really long time. Why is this one dynamite the one that you can't find materials for? Make it make sense. Well, nobody's up here, so I can set this off. That was like the first part of shaving a haircut right there. This guy is not going to be able to be reached, so we'll leave that alone for now. I'm just glad we planted all these other trees. And this is a lot more green. It's very likely that this turns into poison. Possibly in the range of this giant sequoia, depending on how much comes through here. So we might end up poisoning this one tree, and if that happens, then that's really unfortunate. But then, you know, it is what it is. Oh, this got put in. Good. Now that can just get actually built, and then we can set this off. And, well, we're still not making it fast enough to do too much of anything with it, but progress is progress. Then maybe if we can get 10 giant logs. We have, what, 4 or 5 of these that are going to come at the same time, and they're 2 each. So maybe soon. Maybe. That already has 470 dirt. Seriously? Okay. What about over here? 376. All right. Well, you know, it's a process. They're still not really delivering dirt here, which, okay, whatever. But next bad tide, assuming I remember to come over here and look at it, you're going to see a huge difference in how it clears out. Hopefully. Otherwise, I'm just going to look like a complete idiot. But that's okay. That's allowed. Just want to make sure everything else is going fine. I'm so used to stuff going wrong that I expect it. Okay, that's going. Which means this can get removed. I'm pretty sure it's going to allow me to do this. So we get those out. This can get reached. If I take out 2 more, still get reached. Take out this one, still get reached. Take out this one, still get... Really? That seems a little bit far. But hey, I'll just let it do what it wants to do. Another good question somebody brought up, I can't believe I haven't addressed yet. I was like, well, I don't know where my dynamite storage is. Well, I was reminded that I have one over here. It doesn't need to be over here. In fact, this can just completely go away. Which means that now, now I can't see where my dynamite storage is. I'm actually not sure where the other one is. That was the only one I 100% for sure remembered where it was. Oh. I forgot there was rice here. It's probably not a great thing to forget. But let's just take a quick look at what these are holding. There's so many storages. I cannot believe it. Oh, it's right here. Okay, well this is not a great place for dynamite storage, so instead what we will do, since this is what we are blowing up, I'm just going to put... Does that go in a warehouse or a pile? Yep. I'm just going to turn this one to explosive storage because it was already here and it wasn't full of something else. That's how it works, right? Sure hope so. This is still in range. I cannot believe this is in range, but hey, if it says it's in range, it's in range, so that's the way she goes. The good thing about this being the way it currently is I can... Oh, yep, this definitely killed this. It's not going to get any worse, I don't think. So we're just going to have to remember not to plant any more giant sequoias here. It's fine. I'm going to unplant this so we don't accidentally do it again. And then I think I'm going to be able to put in one giant sequoia here. And then another one here. But then nothing else past that. At least not giant sequoias. We could probably put domesticated brambles and be okay. Oh, that was a mistake. Who did I kill? Nutty Bark 3, apologies, friend. I did not realize that they had literally just completed that. It was separating two segments and they just completed it as I started blowing it up. Well, what can I even say, man? I got nothing. Anyway, what I was going to say was that now that this is all single level, I can just come from anywhere and do this. So I think that's what we're going to do. Plant a couple more of these giant sequoias behind here. This bit here, unplanted, so we do 3, 6, 9, yep. And then here, pretty much this entire thing back here I think is going to need to be domesticated brambles. But our numbers on the brambles have gone up a little bit, so I think we're doing okay. The mushrooms, brain stimulating, whatever, yeah, those are relying on sawdust, which is still not adequately being produced. But that's something that we're just going to have to deal with. Now, I am curious about... So this is actually infiltrated into the growing space for this giant sequoia, but it's not being affected by it. Which is interesting. Just keep blowing these up. Every chance we've got here. So we no longer need to have stairs to get on top of this, although it probably would help for the purpose of, you know, putting this stuff down. Oh! This guy, this irrigation lodge, would absolutely help repel some of the poison here, so maybe we're actually going to have a chance. There's just so much stuff we need to do in the way of producing more dynamite, even though I built another one of these handicrafters lodges to do it. It's all because of sawdust. All because of sawdust. So, oh yeah, I was going to turn this off of planks. Nothing. Nothing. But we have all the planks we need anyway. At least for right now. Oh good, this is finished. I didn't even think to come check on this. But this is going to have those two trees removed. And then we get to figure out how we're going to... Oh, sheesh, what a mess. This truly is like a completely insane terrain. Try and make sense of. But eventually, maybe we can do something with this. I just wanted to make sure this would connect across because it would be very nice to have access to all this over here. You know what? We really don't even need this to be too high. I just, by default, made it too high. Because this water isn't really ever going to get high enough for this to be an issue. I don't think. Maybe later in the season it might, but it Hasn't been an issue so far. We also have all this space up here with brambles and junk that we haven't messed with in a very long time. It's a process. And I still don't have these giant logs. I know it's because these trees haven't grown yet, but hey. 91%. There's no way it's happening in this video. It's going to be next time for sure. But making incremental progress is still good. We got 15 out of 50 seeds. That's good. How close are we to getting the next set? Halfway? Okay. Working on it. Getting ice blocks. We actually have awful stew. That's good. We were finally able to get that production brought up. So stuff is looking good with the exception of the fried rice. But I think that's because it's missing still an ingredient or two. And that's going to be... It's actually rice. That's a huge surprise. So we probably do need to have one of those... Ah, we're flooded again over here. I thought we were past that. Well, I mean, we have farmhouses here that can actually, you know, do stuff with the rice. It just takes time for it to grow. So, it is what it is. I have the firefly juice. Probably not what that's called. But I have the firefly juice necessary to build more mega platforms. I just don't have the giant logs, and at this rate, it's probably going to be 3 or 4, maybe 5 cycles before we will. So, don't expect to see too much more of that anytime soon. But I am very interested in getting this set up to have more of these giant sequoias and then eventually more of the brambles. We just have to produce more dynamite. And this guy has plenty of nitroglycerin. You just can't do it quickly enough. 10 hours to make 5. I don't know if they'll take from the stock of another building, but I could... Do I really need to make that much more dynamite to the point where I need to just keep building handicrafters lodges? I mean, there's also other stuff they make. Like, I can make the wooden toys, which apparently are just one toy for the beaver's whole lifetime, which that'll be a very efficient, cost-effective way of entertaining children if that were true in real life, but that's something we can get into. We can also do... where is that under... It's not under well-being, then. It's under farmhouse? One of these was like, the nerdy attic. Yeah, you can take the toys so they can play their role-playing games and give a little bit of a well-being bonus. That's another thing I was going to do today. I completely forgot about. Well, first of all, we need to plant a couple of these giant sequoias. 1, 2, 3. Ah, see, this one's not quite. Not quite there. Soon. Soon. The well-being is still really bad. It's 31. And there's so many different opportunities we have to raise it, we just haven't done it. We've basically completely neglected it, and that's another thing that is going to help the beavers be quicker in their working and their movement and live longer. Which, currently, a lack of beavers is not a problem that we have. What in the world are all these statues? Okay, most of these are not in the base game. I know what the glory is. That's Napoleon. We've already gone that. What in the world is a pregnant statue? Pointer statue, farmer statue, lumberjack statue, balloon. I do not know what that is. I'm assuming that's a French word. Role-playing games. Wait, why is no one having fun at the library? Is our library not fun? Did they block RuneScape on the computers? Maybe they're just not visiting. Huh, anyway. It was a sad day when our library blocked RuneScape on the computers. But then we found coolmathgames.com. I don't know if that's a real website or not anymore. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those virus sites at this point, but spent a whole lot of time playing educational games. Like the tank one. That was cool. Exercise Plaza. Oh yeah, the Human Runes tour. We just haven't done any of this stuff. I've been so engrossed in the complete insanity of the mod that I've just absolutely neglected to build anything else. Ah, the Agora uses endothermic essence. Okay, we're not doing that. The exercise plaza consumes wood. But, sky fountain. Alright, what are the decoration stuff? We got monuments. Gold fence. Yeah, that's a huge waste of resources. Golden gate. Upside down... upside down statue. Okay. Who asked for this? Some of this is weird, dude. But I guess it's fine. Statue of dunking. Statue to honor the, who did that? Well, now I want to know what this is, but it takes, oh, it takes gold bars, and that's going to be a whole thing, because that, you have to put 100 gold dust into a factory with coal, and then you get 1 gold bar. And in the entire history of time, in this playthrough, we have accrued 55 gold dust. Anyway, this one's funny, the pointer statue. A statue showing every beaver's dream to catch the flying pointy thing. You think about it, it's like, oh, what's that in, is it the first or the second Toy Story movie? Where the little, like, the green men, the aliens, have deified the claw in the claw machine? That's funny. That's funny stuff right there. But I do want to do, yeah, I mean, even just something. Oh, this must be like racquetball or something. Or some sort of sports ball thing. So it's actually already been unlocked this whole... Oh, that's not... Is that croquet? I don't see wickets, though. I don't know. Maybe the French don't use wickets for croquet. I legitimately don't know. So, if you are the person who understands what this is, and I know there's at least one of you, because you made this, let me know, what in the world is this? Like, what kind of game is this? Like, I see balls. So I can assume that it has something to do with that. Actually, there's not really a great place for me to put this, is there? Obviously not underwater. This takes up so much space, man. Maybe that's why we didn't do it. For right now, well, this is too far away for that really to be viable. I have space over here, I guess. I wonder if they'd actually do this. It doesn't have to go on the ground, but it's too big to go on top of anything else. Huh. Okay, well, once we don't have to have all this farming going on, then we can mess with that later. Exercise plaza is the same size. Okay, so I guess there was actually a compelling reason why we hadn't done this yet. Rooftop terraces, though. That we can build. Maybe. Actually, it's entirely possible that we can't. Hold on, is this an exit? Does this have path through it? Now I'm curious. Because if it does, I can put one up here. You know what? We're going to do it. We're going to learn today. Probably a terrifying thing to be told as a child. But now... Oh, that's awesome. I feel like somebody told me that this had a pass-through and I just completely ignored them because that happens a whole lot. But now I can put in rooftop terrace. Right here. That's better than getting a kick in the pants. Where can I put another one? Yeah, okay. I told you we're going to get stuff fixed. It was always going to take a super long time, but we're going to do it. So is it better to put that there, or is it better to put this here? Because I can't come off the edge this way. I guess I'll just put it there. And I think it's treating this like it's already connected, which is fine. Probably not going to make a huge impact on our well-being, but hey. That's the way she goes. I feel like there's something huge I was missing here. Oh yeah, I was going to plant more of these trees. Because I had to wait for the dynamite. Well, I know I can do at least one more here. Yeah, it's just waiting on that one. So, I want to know Am I going to get away with having this repelled as soon as this land goes away here? Oh, I've got giant logs. Let's put these in the elevator to the abyss. Got a little bit more time. I know you guys like the long videos for water beavers, so we do have a little bit more time. But I'm very curious, very curious to see if I can get this finished today. Because there's still that nasty water in here, but these can't pump anymore because they're not underwater, so we can actually remove them. And no, it's not leaking inside. That's just the artifacting of the sheet, if you will. Because this is update 5, it's not update 6. The water physics got updated. But I think we're going to have a couple of these grow pretty quick here. Oh, yes. We might actually get it done, folks. But now I want to see if this nasty gets repelled here. Okay, so that's actually decidedly outside of the range, but that's fine. We've got other space in here. Put that guy there. I think I can get away... Okay, hold on, I gotta move that. I think it's gonna let me do this without it getting infected with the bad water. I think it's gonna work. Yeah, okay. Look at that, we're looking good. We're looking good. We just have to get the rest of this stuff blasted out. For now we have, oh yeah, big old trees. This might actually work. This might actually work. So these are ready to get blasted out. I do need to put additional ones on at least here. I'm actually not sure if it needs... Let's check. No, I have to click on it, of course. So the doorway doesn't have any additional connections, so it only needs the one. Okay. I probably asked somebody in the comments and they gave me an answer, and then I just completely forgot what they said. So apologies if that was you. But we are getting close, friends. Getting very close. This is too far from a district. Alright, we can fix that, because we have to have power for this too, let's not forget. Put these in place. This, actually... This entire bit around the back here does not need to exist anymore. We just have to be very careful removing it so we don't remove the stuff we built. I think... Yeah, I'm going to have to wait for them to come collect all this other mess here. I mean, it's just logs. We, strictly speaking, don't have to. Yeah, I'm afraid of the mass delete tool. I think that's going to end up causing a whole lot of problems that we do not want to mess with. We're not going to need to get around the outside of this probably ever again, so I can recover these platforms. Not like we really need to have them, but... Anyway, the main goal behind doing that is so that I can put my power shafts here without causing a mess. Alright, we just need 4 more giant logs, and we have the giant trees to do it. They just have to cut them down. This is still paused. I will take this back to our regularly scheduled programming of making planks as soon as this is done. It would be so nice to have this actually done before the end of the episode. I know it's still flooded with the poison water, but you know there's not anything I can really do about that. Just gotta do it as we can. So the next thing we've got to do is we've got to get powered down here, which we don't have to stair step it. We can come in from the corner and put in a what do you call it? Or, depending on how this is going to get set up, it may be more advantageous for us to do a... just trying to think if I'm going to have to bring them down here to get into an entrance or something. Yeah, I think we're going to come around the side here. So let's put in a platform. Oh, now I did it. I'm going to have to take this out because we're going to have to come around this whole thing here. Yeah, that's going to need to be just like that. Yeah, this is going to take some time. But it's finally built. The elevator to the abyss that is not able to be accessed because it doesn't have an entrance yet. And it's also flooded. But the most important thing is that it is there. And I guess I can get this taken care of as well. I'm going to not put this on top just so I can stand on top of it to build other stuff. Yes. Put that there, put that there. Then this gets to be the doohicular here. I promise that's not a real word. It's fine. So that will go there. Again, the reason I put this on a platform is in case I have to have entrances connected by a path here, we can do that. There we go, just like so. That should connect power-wise. And then we just have to wait for everything else. And we finally have giant logs, so we can either cut them into planks, which we currently do not need, or we can cut them into logs, which we currently do not need, or we can come over here and we can start building mega platforms, which we do need. So I think that's what we're going to do. I'll put in 2 of these, which ironically is going to cause us to need planks. But we do need to have those built. And yeah, we have to have... This is what I was trying to remember. This needs to make more robot arm parts. Or just robot parts. Because these things we're going to put on there will take 10 each. Unless we put these multi-purpose outdoor workspaces. Which, again, do not have to be in this stack. And they don't require power, so it kind of would be a waste to put them in this stack. But they do have to go... Or can, rather, go underneath a mega platform and can go on top of one. So, since we are here... Yeah, let's just get this going before it becomes an issue that we have to deal with later. Pretty sure that'll just work like so. Unless I counted incorrectly. Nope, that's, I think, correct. Yep. Then we just have to decide what's going on top. Which will be... I guess it's going to need to be rice. As weird as that sounds, we had so much effort put into rice farms. Rice is holding us back on so much stuff. Specifically the fried rice, which should come as a surprise to absolutely no one. But I think I have the... Yeah, we have pretty much everything we need. So let's unlock the hydroponic rice farm. Boy, we sure are doing a whole lot of everything here. That is also going to be a good opportunity for us to put in additional storage piles. Lag. Or wood. Logs, if you would. If you would. Ha! I need to be executed. This is just completely absurd. Rice. Rice is nice. Put that there. Put that there. Now we're cooking. Yes, sirree. Look at these big, beautiful trees here. Man, we've just gotten so much good stuff done today. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. How about right here? So this is just going to be a staircase, although honestly it should be a ladder. Just like Chaos. Game of Thrones could have been so much better, man. But when it was good, it was good. Let's put in the rest of our power here. That I know we can get accomplished. I think I should be able to build Once this is built, I should be able to build this one and this one at the same time. I don't want to take the chance. Okay, alright. The nasty water is not long for this world, at least not in this specific spot here. But this can run as soon as it has power and an entrance. This can run, well, once it's not flooded anymore. But we're going to need to make cereal bars, because apparently that's the only thing anyone wants to eat on an expedition. So cereal bars it is. We were trying to make those before, and it didn't really work, because we didn't have all the materials, but I think it's worth another shot here. Take a look at what this is. Okay, that's making braised cabbage, that's making awful stew, that's making the rice balls, and this, of course, is making pumpkin chips. The recipe for the cereal bars, of course, it's rice. Rice and berries and all sorts of other fun stuff, which I guess is just more proof that we needed to have more rice, which this is actually working now, which is good. Just got to bring logs into it. And then before too long, hopefully, we'll have more giant logs to put this mega platform on, so we can have more rice, so we can have more other stuff, so we can have everything we will ever need. And the well-being's up to 32, which is good, as opposed to it being bad. I'm assuming the rooftop terraces have helped with that. We're still making the clockwork robotic controllers here. That's good. Check our explosive thing here. Yeah, we can plant another couple of these sequoias here. At least one. This is... Wait, why has this not been replanted yet? Did I accidentally kill a sequoia by having something go inside the... No? Okay. It's fine, I suppose. So, since we started this episode, we have added, what, 10? No, that would be more than 10. That would be like 14. We added like 14 of these giant sequoias. I think. Hopefully. Still flooded, but the power is getting closer. Really, really getting close now, folks. Obviously, while it's flooded, it's not going to work. But now that we have this space blasted out, we can take a look-see at the other stuff that goes in there. Like we have supplementary exploration teams, which of course are going to require additional cereal bars. Nuclear Waste Mining Expedition Center, which takes the exploration points or whatever, along with the firefly juice and tools to bring back nuclear material. Gas extractor draws additional power. Hopefully I don't have to connect an additional power thing to it. Okay, I don't see anywhere for additional power to go in, which is very good. That was going to cause me to really, really be having a bad time. Now I got to figure out how I'm going to... How am I meant to attach these? Okay, it's just a camera collision issue. Good. So gas extractor, that's a very tempting one. Underground laboratory operating team. Oh yeah, that's going to get us some good stuff. 2 hours to make 3 screw press. Oh yes, please. But it takes 1,000 HP. That's actually super clutch. And the gears too. Deep crate through. Okay, we talked about this a little bit last time, but oh yes. How are we on power? Okay, we can actually afford to run a couple of these. We just have to actually be able to get in here first. But I think we're going to be solving a whole lot of problems with this. That is going to be nice. Super, super nice. Get these explosives in here. And at some point I will snap back to reality and realize that I've done an enormously long episode that people are probably still going to want to watch, but I'm going to feel bad for making people sit through an hour and 45 minutes or whatever. But not that bad. It's still fun. 35 out of 50 exotic seeds. Hey, remember when I said we probably weren't going to have those by the end of this episode? Halfway through another 5. Man, I just can't stop with this. There's so much cool stuff that we have not gotten the chance to experience yet. And it's exciting to think about. This is just completely absurd, honestly. But it's still cool. It's still cool. It makes this we thought this was like a huge technological achievement getting this put in whenever we did, I don't know, 20-some episodes ago. And then we have this. Majestic. Fabulous. Oh, I have weird udon still. Nice. Oh, yeah, we're on a red alert for screw press axles. So, this could not come a moment too soon. Where's the one that makes... Okay, here we go. Factory operating team, 1,000 HP. Making screw press axles, which means we can get rid of finally, those tooth gnawing stations or whatever. Well, technically no, because we need to have the relics, which are a specific recipe that we have to have. And, oh, okay, alright, never mind, we have to wait, we can't dive in head first completely. Because we have to have 50 of these exploration things, and it takes 10 hours and cereal bars, mind you, to get ruins exploration points. And then once we have 50 of those, we can build the thing, and then once we build the thing, we have to fuel it with human relics, which take more. Oh boy, so much. But it's going to be so worth it. Going to be so worth it. That's going to go in there. And then this can finally get hooked up. I know it still has to evaporate, and that's fine. Nobody... Alright, nobody die, okay? Promise? Alright, good. Bramble-wise, yeah, let's plant some more brambles, because brambles are apparently trees. And... sound effects are super necessary. That's going to be fine like that. What was this here? Oh, steel saw blades. Alright, that's fine. I'm hoping this is going to be more than enough in terms of the giant sequoias stuff. Should be okay. Man, I'm just so excited. I'm so excited to finally get these stupid screw press axles off of these guys chomping on wood with their teeth. We're in cycle 56. Now, come to think of it, there's other stuff we haven't gotten to as well. Like the bots. Which we could, if we really felt like it, we could get ourselves a bot assembler going. But honestly, I think we're fine. We're actually out of housing? Really? 621 beavers. Sheesh. That is a lot of beavers. Alright, this is our last piece here to connect these two. And then we're going to have power. It's still going to be flooded, but we're going to have power. I think it would be in our best interest to put in some storages right outside here so we can have stuff that we need for explorations like cereal bars. Did I pause? Oh. That's what the pause hotkey is. Okay. Unintentional. Cereal bars. And then what else does this need? Glowing fluid, paper, pencil sets, and water. Well, pencil sets are going to be easy enough as soon as I remember what they look like. There we go. And then paper, I know we have a ton of paper. Water-wise, can they walk on the top of this thing? Doesn't seem like it. This is... okay, no, that's going to have something on top of it. Well, I guess it's fine. What was the, water glowing... Does glowing fluid have to be stored in a tank? Like, there's no reason it... Okay, it does have to go in a tank. But... because this is a set of ladders... I should... Oh, no, they thought of that. They thought of that. Of course that's not going to work. Oh, you know what? You know what? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. This. I am unreasonably proud of thinking of this. There we go. Glowing fluid. Alright, I don't think it's gonna... What? No way. Alright. That seems like that's cheese, but it's letting me do it, so that's fine. This can be for water. And then I think that's going to be it, friends. Well, for the purpose of, you know, having all of our supplies right here. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Absolutely glorious. Very exciting. Glowing fluid. What? Every time I read glowing fluid, I think of that Power Thirst video from, like, what, 15 years ago? Talk about, like, glowing sweat. It's like, why would you want your sweat to glow? But, like, no, it's just the, I don't know, a Gatorade commercial, whatever, had a guy with glowing sweat, so apparently that was just a thing. Alright. Domesticated brambles. Bingo. Right here. Sawdust storage. Brain-stimulating mushroom storage. If there's nothing here, this tree can go away. That's storage. Oh, more brain-stimulating mushrooms. There you go. We are looking so good. So good. How many? 40 out of 50. How close are we here? 61%. You know what? You know what? I think we're going to have to do it. We're going to have to do it. I want this to be dried out so bad. You have no idea. Well, you probably have some idea. But I think it's going to be achievable, folks. Let's go ahead and try to figure out a spot for our bamboo. 1, 2. Oh, that's unfortunate, but it's fine. So there's 6 there. If I blast this to smithereens here, then that's going to make it so I can do... Because this is all going to be, down in the water, it's all going to be unbelievably tall bamboo. 1, 2, this will be 3, this will be 4. Ooh, maybe I don't... Maybe I don't want to do it that way. See, that would be 1 there, 1 there, 1... No, I absolutely do. Absolutely do. We'll go here. Even though it doesn't perfectly match. I think. Unless I'm... No, I'm absolutely wrong here. It's too bad this goes all the way down, or this wouldn't be messing me up so much. I'm just trying to min-max as best as I can, so it's going to be stupid for probably a long time. Until I can get this completely figured out. See, I could go there, 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 there. And then, oh yeah, I can put another one here. That works. Which means if I don't put these 2 in. Remember, these are good. Now, this direction that I'm showing here, this occupies here, here, and here as well. Here, here, here. Which means, okay, that would have to go there, but it's not going to fit. But because of the way this is put up here, if I put that there, this, I guess it doesn't really matter. That would go there. We have an extra bit here, but we can continue expanding it. I'm going to get these in line here, I think. I mean, honestly, we're making so much extra stuff here. It's, at this point, you're just kind of like trying to figure out if there's any possible way to min-max any more than you already have. But look at this. This is tripling the amount that we already had just to put this in here, and we can grow banana trees. Unless those have to be in a greenhouse, which they very well could have to be. Where is that? Is that under... Which one of the buildings was a greenhouse? Was that storage? No. Basic village. It wouldn't be a basic village structure, no. Under science? No. Is it under power? No. Definitely not under metal. Hot nuclear press, firefly grooming station, centrifuge, nuclear power plant, nuclear board. We'll look at that in due time. I appreciate that this is like different stages of stuff. Buffet canteen, fruit bar, abyss expo. Where was the greenhouse? Oh. Large greenhouse to keep banana trees warm and happy. Can have a mega platform placed above it. Crushable building. Be careful. Only allow banana trees. Buildings are not watertight. Okay. Okay. Now the question is, Wait, is this perfectly four-sided? Oh, sweet, I can butt them up against each other, I think. Can the banana tree be planted only by... Yes, okay. So it has to be in range of the tree nursery. But... if it is... oh, ground only. Okay, so it's not going to work there. But it would work here. Which then requires that I do these. Alright, bear with me here while my insane brain attempts to, you know, not be completely stupid. Alright. I'm gonna put that there, and then I didn't need these. Cool. If I put this here... Oh, yes. Oh, yes. If they have to be attached with a path, then that's gonna cause... Wait, why can I build inside of it? Why can I build inside of this? I feel like this is something that I should be afraid of. Wait, no, that's in the second level of the inside of this. Alright, we're going to see what happens after this gets built, I suppose. Drought time. Hey, remember when I said it was going to be finished, and then I lied because we're still doing this, and I'm going to go completely insane? How many more do I need? I thought we had already... Oh, it's at 98%. Okay. So this is going to be for 45. And then, just as soon as we get a little bit more spicy soda in here... Oh, it's already going. Never mind. Now we're getting the next 5. So that's actually the last one. 2 days, 12 hours. And we will have, in theory, the tree nursery. Second one. Good to go. This is evaporating so slowly. I'm just impatient is what it really is, but... Power-wise, yeah, 7 days. 7 days. We're drawing 7,900 HP. Oh, I never turned off the... Okay, well, it hasn't really used that much methane anyway. These are not going to last all 7 days, so I'm going to leave the methane thing on. That's fine. Probably should have more than one engine, but you know how it goes. Now I got both of these. I don't have any more large... What do you call them? But... You know what we might be able to do? Well, I know it's not a we might be able to do, it's a we definitely can do, but maybe it's going to be worth doing is stacking these things with mega platforms. So I guess we'll worry about that when the time comes. We're not quite there yet. But, oh yes. It's probably not the most optimal way that I've got this laid out, but it's exciting to be able to actually utilize stuff. And not just think about, you know, it would be super nice if we could actually do this. And actually have it work. Oh yes, that's so much bamboo. So much bamboo. Why is this one not gone? Domesticated brambles with a little heart thing. Grapevines. Hey, remember when I said we were going to plant more grapevines? And then I just completely forgot about it? Well, once this is a thing... oh yeah, the lumberjack barn doesn't need to be here anymore. Bye-bye. What's in here? Quartz? No, nothing's here. Bye-bye. Lumberjack flag. This is making brain-boosting salts. And it's full, and we're not using those, which means I probably... Oh, I don't have a single storage for those? Really? So I'll tell you what we'll do. This isn't going to be pumpkins. That's going to be brain-boosting salts. That's a huge thing we definitely should have been doing this whole time. I have been recording for 2 hours. I absolutely cannot keep doing this. Oh, but the first, like, 10 minutes were a time-lapse, so we're good. We're good. It's still obscenely long, but it is what it is. Alright, so as soon as this is ready to go, we're going to have a ton of... Oh, that's so cool. 50%. We're halfway there. Halfway there. How are we looking on our power? Oh, we're so good. At least for right now. I am curious, though. We're out of glass panes. Alright, what was this even doing? Making scrap metal? We don't need any more of that. Glass panes it is. Yes. See, that... This is why we needed the quartz. And guess what we can't do? We can't get quartz because the mine's flooded. Well, that's a deep subject, like our mine that is currently flooded. That's not happening today. But we're, oh man, yeah. I need another 21 glass paints, and I'm not going to have them for like a cycle and a half. At least. This takes so long to dry out. Man, and I can't even pump it out. Oh, man, I missed the default bad water pump so much. That would have taken care of it in absolutely no time. But this is still half full. Oh, man, it makes me want to time-lapse this just so I can have this stuff all dried out. You know, maybe we'll do that at the end of this one, actually. Exotic seeds, we're close. We're close. 75%. And now I think we're going to be, hopefully, in some sort of good position to go back to making... oh, we need planks bad. Alright. Yep, we're making planks. Going to turn that back on. That'll help our sawdust out as well. But now I'm kind of concerned 5 days... No, we'll be okay. We'll be fine. I haven't done anything over here. And I was so excited to build this bridge. And then I just proceeded to do nothing. So that's a little bit of a disappointment there, I guess. But hey, our food's up to 10,000, which is great news. 1,300 fried rice. So I guess our rice factories here have been a huge improvement in that regard. Still don't have a whole lot of these things, bramble flowers. But that's okay, I suppose. We probably should make a giant tank for the lemonade, but, you know, I think the way things are right now, we're probably fine. Probably going to be in the next, maybe a couple of videos, able to start turning some of this farmland into something else. And that's cool. Let me just make sure that these factories over here aren't making stupid things. Anvils, when we have full storage of anvils, that was a dumb thing. I don't have full storage of medium cauldrons, nor do I really need them, but might as well go ahead and keep making a couple more. Solar cells. Solar cells would be a smart thing to be making, but those require glass, which we don't have. We do have the silicon metal ingots, but again, we don't have the glass, so we can't do anything with that. But once we do have the glass, then we can maybe think about starting to do some solar arrays. We don't really need the extra power right now, but this is a cool building, and I want to build it. But we have so much other stuff. Oh, it's built. It's done. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We are going to have a fun time today, boys and girls. 'Cause I can plant grapes again. Here. And here. And here. And do I really need to have multiple water tanks up here? The answer is probably no. But we definitely need the grapes. 100% need the grapes. So I'm just, I'm just going to do this right around the harvester's office. So we technically are going to have other stuff over here we could plant once we have the ability to. I could plant a couple of these guys. I mean, they're 5x5, so there's no reason not to. I'm just kind of worried about access to the greenhouse requiring paths, which, of course, why wouldn't it require paths? But if we get to the point where we have to do that, then I'm just going to go ahead and pre-path over here. Because I think that's going to be what's going to happen. And then I'll put that in the middle. Banana trees, I do not know how big they are, but they have to go in a nursery. So I guess we'll find out. Somebody probably told me how big they were at some point in the comments. I just can't remember right now because I've been force-feeding water beavers to my brain for the past 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 31 seconds. But I want this to be not flooded anymore. I want it so bad. But I guess there's not really much else we can do. This probably legitimately is a situation where a time-lapse is actually going to be required. So, oh, we're full on dirt. We are full on dirt. So let's check this. Check it, check. Not a high temperature foundry. I want an advanced sawmill. Yeah, why can't I place this here but not here? So I bet it's probably this support on the front. Well, if we have enough dirt that it's going to cry about not having enough dirt, then we obviously don't have enough dirt. My God, he's going insane. He can't even speak English anymore. That's all I had to do? Seriously? Oh, God. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's just go ahead and put this in. I know we're not going to need it yet. But that's going to be a useful thing when we do need it. And that's going to allow us to put this path here. If I click right, there we go. And that was kind of the whole thing we were trying to do anyway. So, friends, I'm gonna time lapse. I'm gonna time lapse a whole bunch here, and we'll turn the HUD off so we can actually see. But yeah, I am really happy with everything that we've been doing so far in this series. Especially at this point now, we've gotten into some of the late game stuff. This is really exciting stuff. Really exciting. I'm so glad we're able to do this, because we did not get to hardly any of this in the first one that we did. But you know the drill. If you're here watching episode 46 at what is probably going to end up being almost 2 hours in runtime, then I don't need to tell you, please watch the rest of these videos, because there's nothing on this earth that is going to stop you from watching these at this point. I'm glad you're here. Beard Boosters, thank you very much for your support as well, making it economically viable, I guess, to keep doing these. So I'm really enjoying this, and I'm so glad we get to do it. But it truly is your support that makes it possible. So once again, huge thank you to you. Whether or not your name is on the list that's scrolling the screen, you are why I'm able to do this, and I very much enjoy getting to spend the time with you. So, as we time-lapse through the end of the episode, be thinking about other stuff you want me to try that I haven't gotten into yet that I might have forgotten about. I know there's a lot of you who leave really detailed comments every single video, and I do always read them, but I can't always get to everything because it's just way too much stuff for me to be able to process at once. So don't give up. If I haven't incorporated stuff that you've been suggesting, give me a little nudge and say, hey, I've been telling you for 800 videos now, do this, do X, Y, Z, whatever, and I'm going to do my best to try and incorporate as much as we can. But until the next video, which is going to be tomorrow, you might not have seen this episode yet before I record the next one, just because it's a back-to-back and I've got other obligations on Saturday afternoon and evenings. That's going to kind of preclude me from reading too many comments before I record. But boosters should, if they're watching early, still be able to have access to post comments before I have to record the next. Anyway, you know what I'm getting at. I just like being able to interact with you guys in this series, and I want to make sure that you have the opportunity to do so as much as possible. So, that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day, whatever it is you're doing. Stay safe, have fun, and we will see you in the next one. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.